A chemical change is a change that produces matter with a different composition other than the original matter. Heating is one of the processes used to break down compounds into simpler substances. Examples include burning wood, digesting food, rusting of iron, explosion of fireworks, milk going sour, and the decomposition of waste. During a physical change, some properties of a material change, but the composition of the material does not change. Physical changes can be classified as reversible or irreversible. All physical changes that involve a change from one state to another are reversible. Examples include boiling of water, chopping of wood, melting an ice cube, and the mixing of sand and water.
Now we will be showing you an example of a physical reaction with Coke and Mentos. This is a physical reaction because the pieces of the reaction are all there, they're just being simply rearranged. Inside a bottle of Coke, there is dissolved carbon dioxide gas, which is what makes the soda fizzy when you drink it. The carbon dioxide gas bubbles slowly escape the bottle once it is open, which is why soda becomes flat. As you see, adding the Mentos causes this process to speed up because the bubbles form more easily on the surface of the Mentos. In order for this to be a chemical reaction, the chemicals inside of the Coke or the Mentos needs to change. In this case, the only thing that changed was the state of matter of the carbon dioxide.
Next, we will look at how baking a cake has both chemical and physical changes. Cracking an egg is an example of a physical change because the components of the egg stay the same. If we were to combine just the liquid ingredients, water, eggs, and oil, this would be an example of a physical change. But when you mix the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients, such as cake mix, a chemical change takes place. It is a chemical change because the ingredients can't be separated and a new substance is formed, the cake batter. As the batter of the cake cooks in the oven, chemical changes are taking place. First, the cake requires heat to change its form, so it's an endothermic reaction. The heat uses the eggs to make the cake firm. Baking powder, which is in the dry cake mix, forms gas bubbles, making the cake rise, and the oil keeps the cake moist. Other ingredients are evaporated. This process is irreversible, therefore it is a chemical change. Now if we make the cake for our frosting, we will start by melting the butter, which is a physical change because the butter has the same properties in the liquid form as it does the solid form. It is reversible because it can be formed into a solid again. Again, mixing the dry ingredients with other dry ingredients for the frosting is a physical change because if you really wanted to, you could separate each of the ingredient particles. The combination of the wet and dry ingredients resulting in frosting is a chemical change because you are unable to separate the ingredients.
A chemical change forms a new composition from start to finish. The atoms are being rearranged to form new molecules, hence those molecules are producing a new product. Remember though, the number of atoms stays the same and therefore the mass will be the same. In this picture, there are 10 blue atoms and 5 red atoms. The same amount of atoms are still present after the chemical change has been applied. There are just new molecule formations. Just like in the demonstration of the cake, the atoms that made up the eggs, water, oil, and cake mix all existed and continue to exist, but the mixture of them and the help of heat created a new arrangement of molecules, thus creating the cake. In a physical change, the properties will likely change, such as the color, shape, size, and texture, but the composition, or what it's made up of, stays the same. In this picture, no new molecules were formed, just rearranged. Such as the crushing of this can. The molecules are still the same and have not been rearranged, but the can just looks different and changed the shape and size.